Buenas tardes, mi gente. Hace tiempo que no te veo. So yeah, it's been a while. I figured I'd do a rare IRL video for you guys. Because I have a little project for myself that I plan to do later. And I wanted to open some vinyls of mine to listen to while I do it. So I figured, I've had these vinyls sitting wrapped up for God knows how long, several years for some of them. I'm like, oh, well, I might as well share this with people. Just a quick little bootleg unboxing of some vinyls. But then I figured too, since some of you guys have been asking when I'm going to start streaming again, I was like, oh well, I might as well show them, my new PC room slash recording area, bootleg makeshift studio thing. So that's what we're gonna do now. Just do a quick little tour of it. So here it is. This is my little recording setup here with my microphone. I recently just ordered a new isolation shield that I'm waiting to come in because I had to exchange the other ones I had gotten, because as you can see I have a very big isolation ball here, and the attachment where the shield is gonna go, the ones I had kind of just didn't fit comfortably on around the mic with that ball there, and it just wasn't really ideal for recording. So I needed something more efficient too, because my PC has very loud fans and it can be kind of disruptive when I'm trying to record. But yeah, there's my microphone. Stuff back here of my boy Captain Brick doing his thing. This is a show he did a few years ago. Some flyers and posters he had printed out. I keep this up there too, not just because it looks cool, but till this day, so far, this is still my only official contribution to anything that was released as far as music goes, like officially. So, but yeah, there's the microphone, studio monitors with the audio interface. There's the PC, simple setup, bootleg Amazon mouse and keyboard because I'm a pleb and I don't play on mouse and keyboard. My MIDI keyboard there for whenever I do take up the courage to start producing some beats. Or I definitely still want to learn, but I'll give it an attempt for sure. No promises. Little futon here, my laptop, the homie Yosh, Super Mario blanket. I got Super Mario stuff all over here, obviously. One of my favorite characters. But yeah, this just little futon setup I have just so if I want to sit down and just like play my games or whatever. And if anybody ever comes over, like the few times Machina has come over, just roll this out and he'll just lay on top of it. My girl Miku, Jack Skellington posters, just like Nightmare Before Christmas stuff like in every room in my house. Yeah, this is my project here. It's this home gym thing I bought a while ago. I've been wanting to assemble it, but for some reason, because anti-consumerism, I guess, like all of the screws and stuff that come to attach the parts were like loose, so I had to buy like these washers to tighten them. So I want to do that later. And like I said, I want to listen to some of my vinyls. There's my vinyl player right there. And then this is all just like a bunch of writing equipment, art equipment inside these little drawers in that box. Little corner here for my Nintendo or Switch stuff. This is actually a light that glows up. It's pretty cool. Makes a sound when you turn it on. The homie banjo, all my little amiibos. This little terrace I made a long time ago that's dead as hell, but that cute little foxy thing in there. So yeah, there's that. Pikachu Nintendo 64, 8-bit Do controller, and then my little bookshelf area here. This stuff, my King Jalen Brunson Knicks. Let's get it. Been pissing me off lately, but is what it is. These things here are actually kind of crazy that they've survived this long. So this little New York, Bronx, Puerto Rico thing I made this my junior year of high school in art class. And this shit's been like in folders and moved several homes and all this stuff. I'm surprised I was even able to like restore it like well enough to be able to hang it up. And then same thing with this New York Giants flyer thing here. I was like able to like wrinkle it out or get all the wrinkles out of it and clean it well enough and be able to hang it. And I mean, obviously super outdated from the 2020-14 season, but it's still a season I like to commemorate because it's one of my favorite players of all time. Odell Beckham Jr. was his historic rookie season. I got a thing of him right there too. My Jalen Brunson autographed portrait. Ticket to the first Mets game I went to, which is approaching almost a decade now, which is crazy. This was the season after they lost the World Series, unfortunately. Yeah, we got some statues here. The homie Jason, Spooky Jerome Main, it's my favorite slasher. Got everybody's favorite fanboy right here from Ari. That's another thing too. Definitely missed out on the Resident Evil 30-year anniversary. I definitely still plan to stream something Resident Evil related soon. And same thing with Mario, because Mario Day was recently too. My girl Jill. We got Angry Ryu figurine there. Ghostface, Tubi, some Brash Bandicoot stuff. And then this Spider-Man 2099 thing, which I gotta restore. But yeah, pretty much all that's here. A couple books, some physical CD albums, a bunch of my vinyls. Not all of them, but a lot of them are here. And a lot of the ones I'm gonna open, you'll see me opening momentarily, are here. Some statues here. Got Chunner, Spider-Gwen. This one, a saber that was gifted to me from a coworker like almost a decade ago. And there's my boy, Odell Beckham Jr. again. Syndergaard gnome, some old Nintendo little figurines. But yeah, I might edit this part out, I might not. But yeah, I'm gonna set up so we can start unboxing the vinyls. Okay, and we're back. Now we're gonna start opening some of the vinyls. I did not realize, like I said earlier, I know I had a lot of vinyls that I had not opened for years, but I didn't realize how many of them there were, where it's like, it was definitely the vast majority of my vinyls. Out of all the ones I took off that shelf, there's probably only about like 10 or so there that actually have been opened. And a reason I haven't opened a lot of them is because like I'm typically like really precious with my stuff, especially things that I call them my vices, right? Even though they're obviously they're not like actual vices, but like the two things I always say I would like, if I was rich, I would just have like millions of them, is vinyls and statues. That's why I have them all on that bookshelf over there. And it's because like I love both of them, but they literally only serve as like bookshelf material and eye candy. There's not really any practical purpose behind them aside from looking at them. I guess you could say with vinyls, like I am intending to like listen to them later, so they do serve that purpose as well. Obviously they're still, you know, actual forms of physical media and music and stuff that you can listen to, but you know, nobody, well, I'm not gonna say nobody, but obviously, you know, like in my everyday day-to-day life, I'm not getting most of my music consumption by listening to my vinyls every day, you know what I mean? So that's kind of a thing there. But it's also just like, again, like with my statues you even saw earlier, like on the bookshelf, like I'd like to keep a lot of them in the box, especially if they have like a nice display box. But with vinyls, they're kind of different because the vinyl literally is the box, you know what I mean? It's just a box for the music, like the box art, the cover. So I'm like, I can take the plastic off of them, you know what I mean? I don't gotta be that precious with them. It's not like I'm gonna ever resell these things or anything like that, you know? Obviously I bought them because I want to keep them in something, you know, it's a piece of music that matters to me or whatever. But that's enough rambling. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna be here for a while, and we're gonna start with a big one. I kind of try to organize this by like artists and whatnot. So this first one here, I still remember buying this when it came out. Bow. So this is the 10-year anniversary of Tyler the Creator's his technical third album, but it would be, you know, on a technicality to his second studio one, because they don't count his actual debut Bastard as an official one, because, you know, it was a self-released quote-unquote mixtape, but obviously, you know, he considers that his first album, and all his fans know it as his first album. So yeah, Wolf, the third in the Wolf trilogy, if you want to call it, the 10-year anniversary. I think to this day, this is my favorite Tyler the Creator album, or it's definitely like, if it's not my absolute favorite, it's going to be a 1A, 1B situation with another one that we'll be opening next, actually. But yeah, I love this album. It's the album that really got me into Tyler the Creator, back when it came all the way in 2013. And shout out to homie Brick again, because he's the one that really like put me onto it. Not that I didn't know who Tyler the Creator was before, but I wasn't really like all that into his music or whatnot. But yeah, when this album came out, And I listened to it. That was it. I mean, literally since then, like I said, like Tyler is literally my favorite like artist of all time. Like just in general, not just what he does musically, but just all the other creative avenues that he explores and that he excels in, and just a huge inspiration to me pretty much throughout my entire adolescence, because like I said, this came out in 2013. I was 14 years old at the time, so still a very young teenager, and I'm approaching my late 20s, almost going to be entering my 30s in a couple years here. So but yeah, he released this. He does like is this the first? I believe this is his first album that he's done anything like this with. And I can't quite remember if he did something for it or like this for Cherry Bomb, which is the album that came after this. I think he might have, but I don't know if it was to this extent. But yeah, just released an anniversary, this huge anniversary box for it. That comes with I think it's 4 vinyls, like 4 LPs, all like boxed individually, because again it was a 10th anniversary, and when he initially went to release this album, it was supposed to come with like a screenplay, and it's like still like one of the most like sought after things by his fans, and he knows that a lot of his fans kind of have like a huge like sentimental tie to this album. A lot of them still consider it his best. It's technically like the last like real like Odd Future like Tyler era album too, so there's always that goes with it too. But yeah, so let's open it. Let's see. Going to try to, I should have gotten like a pair of scissors or something for this. Gotta be very careful here. I don't want to scratch anything. All right, there we go. Got a decent grip on the plastic. All right, here we go. Okay, so what does this all come with? And again, he released this, well, again, 10-year anniversary. Well, that's 2023, and this was, a limited time sell, and I bought it then. So yeah, about 3 years I had not opened this thing. All right, so here's the first. Let's just roll them out like this. Oh, I have them backwards. Okay, so this is how it's intended to come out. So this is the screenplay, and I believe it just has photos, or is it like a whole script of? Oh no, so this is like the lyric pamphlet. Yeah, you know what? I should recognize this immediately, because like I said, this being my favorite album, I have a physical. Let me grab it real quick. Granted, it's beat up because I've had it for over a decade, but I have a physical CD for it. This is like the super alternative cover. My mom got me this for Christmas actually a bunch of years ago. This is the last one they had, like in the FYE, the local FYE. It's still a cool cover though, but it's it's like literally like the farthest cover. It's the third one, the one you rarely see. But I believe the lyric booklet in here is pretty much identical, like a micro version of it. Yeah. Yep. So that's cool. Has like all the lyrics and all the song credits and stuff like that. Art to go along with it. Alright. Now this. Oh, this is actually just like a poster. A sleeve? Oh no, it's just a poster. Alright, well, this is getting hung up in the room. This is my favorite version of the album cover. He's changed it to the primary one over time, but originally the primary one was the blue one with like his face on it. But yeah, that's cool. This is okay, so he turned this into like, that's cool, for like one of the so like I said, it comes with 4 LPs. So this is the disc 2 of the instrumental set, and this is originally the back cover for all the physical releases of the album. See? So that's pretty dope. Let's see what the LP is looking like. That classic Odd Future donut. Pretty sky blue vinyl, very nice. There it is. Okay. I really hope my phone doesn't die while I'm trying to do this, because we're going to be here a while. I had it charged enough, but looking at all this is going to take me a long time to get through. Which is perfectly fine by me. I'm just hoping the phone cooperates. And then there you go. See, so this is disc 1 of the instrumental set. This is originally like the 3rd cover. There's the back of it. LP, same thing, light blue vinyl. I'm not gonna take it out, but you see it there. This side, that side. Yeah, see, and this is originally the primary cover for the album, but he switched it to the what was originally the secondary one, which, like I said, I always preferred anyways. But this is still a really cool cover. I have a really old, like super old drawing. See if I find it. Someday I'll probably post it like on the little community tab. But I drew this cover a very long time ago when I was in school. Let's see what the color of these LPs are. Oh, these ones are pink. Nice. See, I actually did have this in the correct order the first time, and then I flipped it backwards. As far as, like, the order should have been open from actual album, first LP, second LP, and then instrumentals, first LP, second LP. Yep, nice pink vinyl LP. Oh, damn it. Put that back carefully. And then last one here. It's my favorite version of the album cover. It like encapsulates the theme the best to me, and it just looks, you know, it's the most visually appealing. And I always kind of like, you'll see it because I'm gonna open them too, but they kind of look cohesive together of two of my top 3 favorite Tyler the Creator albums. My favorite versions of the covers for them all look like they could be like kind of like in the same universe per se or whatever. But yeah, there's that. I didn't show the back of this. I'm assuming it's just more, yeah, the blue image. All right, so that is Wolf by Tyler the Creator. The 10-year anniversary huge box set. Very happy to own. And he priced it at only $100 when he first released it, which I know obviously is egregious, like $100 for like a music album if you look at it like that. But when you look at, you know, all that comes with it, and then again me explaining like the context of it, what the album means to like his fans and particularly me and stuff like that, you know, just how nicely it's all put together, I think $100 is a very fair price for that. So we're done with that one. Trying to get everything back in the huge box here. There you go. Set that out the way. All right, next. Tyler the Creator again. Flower Boy, or Scumfuck Flower Boy is the full official album is actually called. This was also gifted to me, and I bought the physical CD the day that it came out, although, and shame on me for doing so, but I did hear the album about 2 weeks before it officially released because it ended up leaking online, and I mean, I'm a huge Tyler fan. I wasn't going to stop myself from hearing it, but I still made sure I went out and supported him and bought the actual physical copy of the album the day it came out. So, but yeah, absolutely love this album, like literally life-changing album. Not just for me, but obviously, like, as far as just speaking on the artist, Tyler himself, you know, it's his first critically acclaimed album. It was really the beginning of, like, his shift to kind of what he's become now over the last couple of years. Grammy-nominated album. Yeah, just beautiful, amazing album. The music literally sounds like what the album cover looks like. For a lot of you guys that have been, you know, just friends with me in this YouTube community for as long as you have been, or watching my old YouTube streams and stuff, like, you've seen this as my background plenty of times, like on streams I've done and stuff like that. Yeah, great album. It's like I say, it's always like 1A and 1B for me, like with what is my favorite Tyler the Creator album between this and Wolf. This is a much better made album than Wolf, obviously, because it's, you know, a huge progression. It's produced better. It's, you know, all of that. But yeah, man, this album's always just gonna hold like a huge sentimental value to me. It's coming up on almost a decade. It came out in 2017, so July 21st, 2017. But all right, let's open it. Open the little back cover, the little B. Pretty much the same as the actual CD release. Now I wonder, because when I have the physical CD and there are like just little kind of they're supposed to be like very amateurish, like very sloppy, like cut out like Photoshop images of him, and he says like there's like a little message when you look at it on the physical CD that says there's supposed to be like nice photos that went along here, but me and the photographer couldn't get it out in time, so maybe next time or whatever. And I wonder if you'll see the same thing when you open the vinyl here. Are there any stickers that are actually... Yeah, I saw it. There was a Tyler Creator one right here, right? Wasn't it? Yeah, right here. So this is something I like to do too. Because typically when you open... Like, y'all can see that sticker there with his Wordmark logo. A lot of albums, like, you know, physical CDs, vinyls, will have like stickers related to it on the thing. I don't like to throw those out. So if it's like on the actual packaging, I'll typically just take them off and then just put them somewhere on the actual vinyl or CD. My OCD, that's put on very sloppy. I'm gonna have to move that. But there it is. Okay, let's open it. Okay, yep, see, it's the same thing. An amazing photographer and I took some sick photos for this album that were supposed to go here, but her agents or what the fuck ever said it couldn't happen, so I relied on cell phone pics. Love you, next time, with a sad face, and the album photos go here. See? So that's funny that he kept that there. But yeah, okay, two-sided EP, or LP rather. Side A. Very cool, little Buzzy B. Well, this is side B actually. No, side A. Why are there, hold on. Why is it two EPs? Or LPs? Or I guess probably only maybe like 4 tracks on each side. Does it say? Can't really see if it says. I don't know. I guess I'll figure it out when I listen to it eventually. But yeah, black LP with the little blue, little Buzzy B. That's the, you know, whole theme and the all the promo art that he used for the album. I'm assuming that the other one is pretty much the same thing, identical. Oh, what is this? Is this the like the lyric book in here? Oh, nice. This one is actually pink. And yes, this is the booklet with like all the lyrics. And yes, like the, again, once again, like the physical. Oh, this is upside down. The CD version pretty much has the same identical thing. So very nice. See you again. Amazing track with Kali Uchis. And then pretty much same thing with the vinyl LP. It's just pink in the center instead of blue. But alright, very cool. That is Flower Boy by Tyler the Creator. Getting this stuff in like neatly is always going to be a struggle. Give me a second. Okay, there's that one. Check my battery here. Alright, we're still holding pretty strong for the time being. Alright, next. And again, we got Tyler the Creator again. Igor. Another incredible album. Another one of my favorites by him. Not like my all-time favorites of him, but it's pretty up there. Obviously, Flower Boy was the one that really kind of started to get him like critical acclaim and like more like mainstream spotlight, and this album was the first to like really like transcend him. It's his first album he won a Grammy for. I think features still to this day his biggest song, "An Earthquake." Yeah, just incredible album. Cohesive, very atmospheric, heartbreak story from start to finish. Very experimental, wild production. It's a fun listen for sure. Let's see. I also have a physical CD of this album as well. I don't see any like exclusive stickers on this. I don't really think I care to remove the parental advisory stickers and place them on the vinyls. I'll probably take them and put them like somewhere else, but not on the actual physical vinyl cover. Okay, I gotta rip this more as there's too much pressure, and I'm not trying to bend the LP or the box at all. There you go. Vote Igor. Remember that stuff. Come on, get off. Alright. So there it is. Let's see how this one opens. So you got all the song credits there. Picture the iconic bowl cut Igor persona that he was adopting at the time. Let's see what's in here. Oh, this also comes with a poster. Photo by Sam Rock. It's a single LP. Looks like just a black vinyl. Yep. There you go. You got the cool little kind of like retro color scheme, kind of like how a lot of old like cassettes from like the 70s and stuff would be organized and whatnot. Or I guess design, I should say. Yeah, that's it. Not so much with this one, but very nice. Definitely another welcome addition to the collection. Put this back. Alright, we're gonna go one at a time. Every time I try to do more than one thing at once, it just starts folding and bending, and I'm not trying to wrinkle anything. Go. This was in this way too, so that might help. Oh, the image looks perfectly square, and I'm pretty sure that it is, but whatever. Go in. There you go. I got it. Go. Oh, the album cover's on the other side too. I didn't even see that. That's cool. Go. What the hell? Oh, brother. Go. Okay, got it. Took long enough. Oh no. There. Had the LP too far back on the cover. I was about to bend it. Alright, and next one. And surprise, once again, Tyler, the Creator. This is the last one I have of him, though. Yeah, Call Me If You Get Lost, The Estate Cell. So this is another one of my favorite Tyler, Creator albums. It's like in there, my top 3 favorite. For a while, and I can still probably say, like, I think this is his best album overall. And for a while, I always said it was going to be kind of, like, hard for me to decide which is my actual favorite, like, 3-way tie between this and Flower Boy and Wolf. But Flower Boy and Wolf definitely still, like, resonate with me more over time. So I can't really say this one is my favorite one by him, but it's still certainly up there for sure. And I think it is probably, like, overall, like, his objectively, like, best made album. And especially this being The Estate Cell. It's 2 years after the album originally came out. He re-released it with about 8 more tracks, 7 like actual songs. that weren't originally on the album because he had recorded like so much material for it that didn't make the final cut originally. So it was kind of like we got like a cool little like additional little EP to go along with it. And this vinyl is a huge collection that, you know, contains all of it. It's a pretty big box too. But yeah, absolutely love this album. And as you can see, what I was saying earlier, like between this specific cover for this album and then the Flower Boy cover and that Wolf cover, they all, you know, kind of have this like outside nature, the sky, like painting look aesthetic with him. So I think it's fitting that it is like my 3 favorite albums by him as well. This sticker thing here, is this? It's pretty big. All right. Get a grip on the plastic. And this is also gifted to me. Yeah, alright, so this, it's kind of weird that it's a huge, like, square sticker. Also, like, this is kind of like, you know, like the 3D print. Very cool, very, very cool cover. I'm gonna take this off. Maybe put it on the back. I think it'll look good on the back. Let's see. I can't do it. I need to get an edge. There we go. Ah. Alright, come on. Damn, this is a rough sticker. Sheesh. Alright. I'll put this John on the back here. Let's see. I guess in this corner would be fine. Alright, good enough for now. Cool. Alright, let's open it. The Sir Baudelaire, the Passport, and that's cool. It's the primary cover of the original album. So when he released the Estate Sale, he kind of just made this like the cover for the Estate Sale, but this was originally the alternative cover for the original album too. All right, it's all the way, and that is originally the back of the original cover too, the original album. Huge booklets. Believe this, yeah, same thing, lyrics, all the song credits. Really cool. Has the Estate Sale tracks as well. Oh yeah, look, even that's dope. So this date here, it says approved. Hold on, I want to bend this. Approved, then it has the date, because that's the day that the Estate Sale was released. And then I'm assuming, yeah. So then on the original album, approved June 25th, 2021, because that's when the original album was released. So that's really cool. This is there an EP in here? Or just, okay, there's something in there. I just gotta be very careful with how I open it. I'm assuming it's an LP. Except, I think this is this is 4 LPs as well. Assuming 2 for each of the albums. Okay, these are packed very tightly. I gotta be very careful with the way I open these. Okay. I'll slide this one out this way. This is the Estate Sale. Side A of the Estate Sale. Side B. Okay, no, that makes sense, yeah, since it is small. So the Estate Sale comes on its own. Vinyl LP. And then the original album, I'm assuming, is on these other 2. Because it is a big album. But yeah. Very nice Geneva blue. Kind of see-through vinyl LP. Really dope. So we're about half an hour here. Phone battery's still doing pretty solid. Just fair warning now, if my phone does start to die, I will just have to make like another edit while I go grab my charger. And I was gonna grab it anyways too, but I'm like, I mean, there's no way this would take that long, and yet here we are. It's taking forever. Not in a bad way though. Definitely enjoying this. Okay, there you go. I got the technique. Oh, this is also. Damn, what the hell? This is also the estate cell. The estate cell is on 4, has 4 different sides, 2 LPs and 4 sides. There's only 8 tracks. So what is it, like 2 on each side? That's kind of crazy. So then is the original all on? Or you know what? I'm probably tripping here. He probably just has them all labeled as the estate cell, because again, it's not like the estate cell is its own separate album. It's just a, you know, an extended version of the original album. So that probably is just it is just the whole album, the original and the estate cell split onto 3 different LPs. I guess my brain just automatically did that because when I used to listen to the estate cell, I like made it like its own like little separate album when I would save it in my music. So, but yeah, that's more than likely what the case is. Yeah. See, so the third one also has it. Or I guess the first one. No, this is the third, side F, side E. Yeah, so it's the original album plus the estate cell, which is 24 tracks, so that makes sense. On 3 different LPs, 2 sides each, so. But yeah, that's that one. Really, really cool. Definitely one of my favorites in here. Will you get in there, please? Go in the sleeve without being violent and folding and bending stuff, please. Whoa, there's like a glue thing. I wonder, can you see that? Look at that. I wonder this thing's so damn hard to move. Alright, there, we got it. Scratch my finger doing it too, whatever. Alright, so there's that. Very cool. And oh, damn it, I forgot to put the stick back in. Forgot to put the booklet back in, man. Alright. Call me if you get lost, bitch. Tyler got the talent. Tyler got the vision. Alright, that's it for Tyler the Creator stuff. And now, moving on, in relation to Tyler the Creator. Now this, because some vinyls, when you get them, right, like they're not all like sealed in like a plastic or a box or something like that, right? Like sometimes they'll just come like in a little plastic sleeve, so they're technically already open. But there's some of them that are like that even though they're already open, I haven't like actually physically opened like the cover itself and looked at like the LPs and stuff like that. So we're gonna do that with this next one, and again in relation to Tyler the Creator. And I cannot believe I was able to get this at a somewhat decent price for what it usually goes for on eBay, but bow. One of my favorite albums of all time right here. Probably what is considered one of the greatest, you know, heartbreak albums of all time too. Blonde by Frank Ocean. I absolutely love Frank Ocean. He's one of my favorite artists of all time. And yeah, this is a really special album to me too. I love this thing. So yeah, as you can see, like it just comes in like this like a protective sleeve, and that's just how it is. But I have not actually opened you know, the physical thing itself and like looked at all the LPs and stuff like that. So we're gonna do that now. This was voted, what was it? I think it was Billboard that voted this the best album of the millennium or something like that. Like, I don't know. It was something like that. It is an incredible body of work though. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, that's really cool. Look at that. The original cover there. That's dope. The iconic race car thing. I have the that photo shoot he did. I have a hoodie that has it has him like in that one pose picture he did. I'll probably show it again like on my community tab or something like that. This is really cool though. It's like a whole like history. It's the Rolling Stone article about the album. That's really dope. All right, let's look at the actual thing itself. This is actually a really nice sleeve. It comes in this black one here. Ooh, this is nice. A yellow LP vinyl. Isn't this from the this is when he had that blonded radio thing. Do you see this in the Nike's video? I can't remember. That's really nice. And then these are really nice sleeves to keep. Like, it's really protective. I just like the black paper too. Alright, same thing. Yellow. The other sides. Alright, very nice. I'm definitely excited to listen to that one. Absolutely love that album. Okay. Come on. I keep saying I gotta like go item by item for this exact reason, and then I just like, you know what, let me just try to do it all together, and it just never works out. Okay. Alright, yeah. Sorry, we're all over the place with this one. I'm just gonna have to do as I've been saying. Keyboard, get out the way. What the hell? Why is my keyboard so like in the way now? Okay, LPs are back in the sleeve. Let's get this back in there. Alright. Now next, kind of more in relation to Odd Future stuff, and another huge influential album to me, especially with the project I'm working on right now, like actually recording my own music. Some Rap Songs by Earl Sweatshirt. Earl is one of my favorite rappers of all time. One of my biggest influences on the way like I rap and write as well. Like, definitely up there, top 3 biggest influence, at many times like the biggest one. Yeah, amazing album, considered his magnum opus. Extremely short, brief, very abstract, dark, experimental sounding hip-hop project. Just him talking about what he endures and stuff like that, but it's incredibly well written, very like meticulously crafted. The nuance in the production is like really something that is like definitely an acquired taste, but like, you know, for people who do like that kind of stuff, and like once you really like understand what he was doing with it, it's just phenomenal album. Bars, nigga, me. Thank you for your patience, me. Yeah, because he was on a little bit of a hiatus before he put this out, because his album before this, I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside, which is another, probably still, I mean, I think this is definitely overtaking it over time, but like before that, I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside was like my favorite album by him, and I have a physical CD of that one as well. Maybe I'll show those someday too. Again, I'm not showing like all my vinyls here or all my CDs and stuff like that. Especially, I definitely want to add more to it too. Maybe one day, if people are interested enough, I'll show like I'll do a video just dedicating to showing all of it. But that's just not for right now. Even though we are going through like a lot of my vinyls here, just unboxing them. But yeah, I bought this years ago and still haven't opened it, so we're taking out the plastic now and opening it. Again, take that sticker off. It's a huge sticker though. I gotta see where I would want to put it. Maybe we'll just still put it on the back. Oh. Look at this. That's dope. Comes like this little Oh, is this a... It's a digital copy of the album that you can get. Like a redemption code for it. That's cool. But this little, thing for it, that's dope. I'll hang this up somewhere for sure. Yeah, the sticker with the album cover, or album title, and the word mark. Careful not to rip this. I just bended it. Okay. Bro, these things like really stick on, bro. I know that's the point, but sheesh. Most people probably don't care to keep these things, which I get, but like I said, like, especially if it's stylized or anything like that, then I usually like to attach it somewhere on the actual physical thing. Alright. Just put it right here. I think right there works fine. Alright. That I'll probably just leave in the sleeve for now until I find out where I want to hang it up or something. Oh, really cool. Oh, damn, that's dope. So these are poems. Or maybe this is just one. This is a poem. And it looks like it's taken directly from a book. So his dad was a famous African poet. And he actually passed while he was making this album. There's like a lot of stuff about him on the album, stuff like that. And if you're a fan of Earl at all, or like follow like his music career, he always talks about like, you know, his kind of tumultuous like relationship he's had with his dad throughout his whole life. So that's really cool to have that there. These are the credits to all the songs. The Mint, probably my favorite track on the album. There it is. Black vinyl LP. Alright, dope. Very nice. Put this in here for now. Okay, and now, kind of keeping with the theme, so that Earl project, it was, a lot of people gave it the nickname Sad Villainy because of who a huge influence of his and even Tyler's is, and one of my biggest influences and my actual hero, we're gonna get into it next, in the very album. One of the most iconic hip-hop albums of all time. Mad Villainy. Collaboration album between MF Doom and Madlib. Obviously, MF Doom, I don't gotta say much about him. Literally my hero, may he rest in peace. Died Halloween 2020. We didn't find out about it until New Year's. Yeah, it's considered like the Mozart of hip-hop here. Mad Villain. Yeah, I mean, just incredible album. Classic. Pretty dope. MC Doom beats Madlib. All the production credits there. Let's open it. Okay. Get off. Alright. 2 LPs. Oh, cool. The Stones Throws record in the back. That's pretty much it. There it is. The GOAT. Okay. Okay. If anybody, and again, anybody that would be familiar with Doom, like if you're not an actual fan or listener to him, then you probably know like the all caps meme, all caps when you spell the man's name, and you may have heard the song all caps. If you watched the Boondocks, it played in one of the episodes. It's probably Doom's like most, iconic song of all time. Now, sticking with him, something that was also gifted to me, like a sister on Christmas. Wow, 20-year anniversary of Food, another very iconic album in the Doomverse. Dope alternative cover for the 20-year anniversary. I like it a lot. This might be my favorite MF Doom album. It's usually a tie between this or his first one, Operation Doomsday. Obviously, I love Mad Villainy a lot. Oh, that's really cool. The Zev Love X. So originally, just to give a quick little, oh wow, oh this is dope as hell. King Ghidorah, like his other personas. It's funny too because the 1-year anniversary of his death on Halloween, I still have the demo uploaded, but I recorded a song called Dear Doomale, which is like a tribute to him that I still intend to like re-record and put like on a officially released project like sometime down the line. But yeah, like I had that demo still up on my YouTube channel, and I mentioned King Ghidorah in one of the lyrics because that's his persona. But anyways, yeah, so you can see it there too, KMD. So originally MF Doom, like years before he became MF Doom, he used to go by Zev Love X, and he was part of a group with one of his best friends and his brother. And they went by KMD, and they were gonna release an album called Black Bastards, and the album cover was like controversial. Well, even the title too, but it had like a hangman thing with like kind of like a, like the old like I guess kind of like derogatory like caricature of a black person like hanging from a noose, like it's like playing hangman or whatever, and that became like this huge controversy, and the label didn't want to put it out because of that, so they ended up shelving the project. I don't think that was the only reason, but that was like a big one. And then his brother sadly ended up passing in a car accident not too long after that, and then Doom was essentially like blacklisted from the industry and was homeless for a while too, and that's essentially what birthed the MF Doom character. It was because like him coming back as MF Doom was supposed to be like he's a villain now and he's gonna get his revenge on the music industry and stuff like that. So, but yeah, this is really cool. All the credits there. 2004/2024 Stones Throw. Oh no, this one was released on Rhyme Sayers actually. Okay, let's open it. Loud ad truck outside of my house. The windows in my home are terrible. I hear like everything, like I'm recording something in the studio and I have like my headphones plugged into like my monitors or something. It's very disruptive, but anyways. Okay. So nice art when you open it there like that. Food, with it being a flip on MF Doom, and then him working a bunch of silly, wonky food references into all the tracks, but using food essentially as like an extended metaphor for all the stuff he was actually talking about. It's really funny, but also like super dope at the same time. Very nice, very, very nice LP. This gradient like pink purple kind of tie-dye thing. Really cool. This also has two of Doom's most iconic tracks with One Beer and Rap Snitch Knishes. Again, if you're not familiar with Doom, but if you've ever heard him, anything from him, it probably would be like one of those two songs. I'm assuming, once again, the other one is pretty much identical. Will you please? Oh, goodness. Alright, I got it. Yeah, it's pretty much same thing, but dope. Alright, super dope. Right, we're about halfway through them. I think most of the way through. We still got a pretty decent amount to go here. Get in there. Alright. Alright. What do we have next? Okay. So this. Play Make Believe by Ace Hashimoto. So, quick history lesson on who this guy is exactly. Because he's an extremely niche artist. So, he originally went by, and I guess still kind of does go by, depending on what he's releasing and when. So Ace Hashimoto, like, this is his artist name in which he released this under. But this guy is originally known as Brandon Deshay, and he is he used to be a member of Odd Future, which again is Tyler the Creator's collective. A very long time ago. He was originally featured on Tyler's first album too. But a bunch of stuff happened. Him and Tyler the Creator ended up having a falling out, and they ended up like kind of having like a beef like way back then, like when they were first coming up and stuff like that. But he still managed to kind of create like a pretty decent name for himself, more as a producer, while still releasing his own music, of course, like under Brandon Deshay and stuff like that. But he would work with like a lot of pretty prominent like rappers and stuff in the blog era, like Danny Brown, Mac Miller, stuff like that, Dom Kennedy, a bunch of, I think Chance the Rapper too, Charles Hamilton, like, you know, just, even though Charles Hamilton that's a whole nother iceberg. I gotta get some stuff for him too. But anyways, so yeah, I still always just, you know, me being into like Odd Future and stuff like that, I still, you know, despite like them falling out and stuff like that, like I still always like Brandon Deshay and his music and stuff like that. And then he's always been like really big into like anime culture and video games and stuff like that. So he ended up moving to Japan and kind of building like a pretty large like following and like good network around like the music scene out there for himself. So in 2015 he put out an album called Golden Child that had like a lot of like Japanese influence and stuff like that, and I liked it a lot. And then 2016 he put out the sequel, like just Golden Child 2, and that one really like dove into like the Japanese like music scene, like, you know, hip hop R&B scene influence, and that's when he also adopted the Ace Hashimoto name as well. And around that time too, he became a much better singer, so he leaned more into like the R&B. Like his music was a lot less like he still raps and he's still good at it, but like it was a lot more like R&B, kind of like neo soul, like very Pharrell, very Neptune's Nerds influence, like with the production stuff like that. So then this album was like his like official like debut album under the Ace Hashimoto name, and he originally like released it in Japan and all that stuff. So, and this is very, again, like Pharrell, Neptune's, like just R&B neo soul influence. So it's a really like dope listen. I really love this album. This is the American release version of it, obviously, because we're here in the States. The Japanese version is really dope though. Like the cover of it is it's like a blue background picture, and it's him kind of like playing with like a toy dinosaur in a park. And it had like an additional track on it, but really dope. I really love this album. Came out 2021. There he is in his room in Japan with all the old video game posters and stuff. Like you see Streets of Rage, School Days, which is his favorite anime, insane anime, Final Fantasy. Yeah, like you see it all there. Now, if I gotta be critical of one thing, and this is just like a nitpick with me again, yeah, you can even see right there, NERD nerd sticker on his laptop. So when he put this album out, when it finally came out, a lot of the songs were kind of released as like singles, either on his SoundCloud or his YouTube, like years prior to that. But if there's two songs, they're probably two of my favorite songs on the album, Track Star and For Everything. They're still great songs, but there are alternative versions of it. Like the original demo to Track Star came out in 2017. Like I said, he didn't release the this album in 2021, and I love that song for all those years. But even though this is like the fully mixed master version of it, something I just like the way the demo sounds more. Like I like the female singer he had on originally featured on it more, and like just the way the hook was mixed was just better to me. Like I don't know. And then For Everything, so when he released it, I remember when he released it and shared it on his Twitter, I thought it was cool, but I wasn't crazy about it. But then he re-uploaded it on his YouTube channel, but he had to like pitch up the instrumental for like a copyright thing or whatever. But that pitched up version, just like it sounds so much better to me, and that's like the version I love like listening to it. So they're not like, you know, the official versions that made like the album or whatever. But that's just again like my little OCD stuff or whatever. But let's open it and see what the LP is like. It's super dope listen though. I definitely like recommend it if you like kind of like more neo soul sounding R&B, or if you like, you know, that Neptune's Pharrell style production. It's really cool. Oh, damn. Oh, look at that. Cool art poster. That's dope. That is dope. The art on the LP, and it looks like it's like some type of like chrome red almost. Oh yeah, that's a really nice LP. Alright, that's dope. Nice black paper sleeve. Keep the LP in. Alright, we're learning. I'm not gonna try to put them in at the same time. Come on. Go. Okay. Put the art back in. Alright, there's that one. This next one here. So this is another one where it's like it kind of comes in one of those sleeves, but I didn't you know, I never actually opened it myself. Nicole Dollanganger's Observatory Mansions. I gotta make sure I pronounce this correctly. So Nicole Dollanganger is one of my like actual favorite artists of all time. Like I absolutely love this woman. She is incredible to me. I think she is, if not the one I view as the exact one, she's definitely like up there and would have to share like the spot. But like as far as like all the musicians and artists I listen to, as far as like writing, I think she's probably like the most like prolific like songwriter that I listen to. Her music is extremely disturbing, especially during this era, like this particular album when this came out. A lot of it is just themed around, I'm sorry if you can hear the cop sirens out here. There's not a single day that goes by here that I don't hear sirens blasting, and I live in the boonies with all the Amish people. But anyways, anything that is like related to like anything that could be viewed as grim or macabre or macabre, however you want to pronounce it, and like just the real darkest parts of humanity, anything violent or gruesome or cruel or inhumane or even illnesses and stuff like that. Like that's what a lot of her subject matter is themed around. A lot of true crime stuff too, especially in this early era of her. So that was kind of her first, her first 4 albums kind of had like all that type of subject matter and similar themes. I want to say even her first 5, but Anyways, after she released her first 4 albums independently, she was very young at the time too. And they're all very even this, they're all like very like they're not like the most super high pristine like sound quality in terms of like the recording and the mixing and all that stuff and the production. Most of it is just like, a lot of it honestly is just stripped back, kind of her just like playing the guitar and like singing into a microphone in her room. That was her first 4 albums, and then after that she got signed by Grimes, like the former wife of Elon Musk, and put onto like her music label, Eerie Music, and then she released albums there. And then those 3 albums, she's put out 3 albums since she's like officially got signed. So after this, so this is her 4th album, and she's released 3 albums since then. And like those are like my favorite like bodies of work by her. And actually, you know what? I'll show them really quick, because just so you guys have like a complete frame of reference of how much of a fan I am of this artist. So these 3 albums, these are like my 3 favorite albums by her. Maybe not so much Heart. I might like one of her older albums better than Heart Shaped Bed, but anyways, yeah. So she re-released these albums, or not even re-released these albums recently. Okay, she collabed with, what is it, Vertigo Vinyl, right? She collabed with them and put these albums out and released all types of like different variations of the vinyls and all this stuff, like all this really nice work. And I mean, I absolutely adore these albums, especially this one here. There's only one album in the entire world that I ever gave a 10 out of 10, and it's from one of my other favorite singers, and I have the physical copy of it sitting there, the CD. It's the only album I've ever given a 10 out of 10, but this album right here came very close to like being the second one, Married in Mount Airy, and it's her most recent album. She released it early in 2023. But anyways, so she released all these albums and had like all these bundles and variations of it or whatever, and I somehow completely missed all of it. So I had to go and look like on eBay for like, scalpers and resellers and stuff to find like fair prices or decent copies of them or whatnot. But I was able to get a copy of all of them, and she had them like bundled together where you could get all 3 of them, and these are actual autographs by her. She had them all bundled together, and me having to like go through and get all 3 of them individually. I only ended up paying like double the price for what like a bundle would have been, which I know like whatever, but it's still like it was worth it to me to get these albums, because especially like Natural Born Losers, like I think this is my favorite album by her. Again, I think Married in Mount Airy is her best body of work for sure, and it's like up there with it, but like this album here. But anyways, just so you guys have the scope, like I love Nicole Dunlinger. So I digress. This album in particular of hers, I like it. It's not one of my favorites by her, but it was gifted to me. Oh look, there's a little digital download code for it too here. Cool. But yeah, it was gifted to me, and it's still cool enough. This song here, Angels of Prawn, no demonetization, even though I'm not making money anyways. Probably like one of her coolest like music videos. Rampage is an insane song. If you want to get like a gauge for the type of music she makes and stuff like that, like that's one I probably definitely recommend. But yeah, let's open this to see what it looks like. There she is. She was so young here. Sheesh. That's an iconic photo of her too. So there you go. Written and recorded in 2014, and just kind of a history of the inspiration on the album and how it came to be and whatnot. Dope. These are all the lyrics. Damn. I know a lot of her songs back then were brief, but is this really like all the lyrics to all the songs? Oh yeah, it is. Yep, these are the lyrics to all the songs. You can see how simple it is too. Like this is not even, barely takes up that much space. And this is really nice. The vinyl is really nice. That kind of pink splatter. All right, cool. Cool. How is this put together again? The vinyl goes in here, right? What the hell? Does it? Am I tripping? Yeah, it does. Okay. It's at the top there. The artwork. One at a time. Because we just hit a little over an hour, at least on this portion of the video. Obviously, it's going to be my longest video uploaded on the channel, and I appreciate anybody who actually is going to be interested enough and watches the whole thing. But I'll share it anyways. This is also just for me, too, just so, you know, I kind of have that experience for myself of opening the vinyls for the first time. Like I said, I wanted to be very precious with them and didn't open them for a long time. So, it'd be nice to at least have, like, some, you know, video of them being still fully sealed and unopened and whatnot. So, get in your sleeve. I like that all of her vinyls come with like a sticker too that has like a kind of like a description or somewhat of a review of the album on it too. Okay. So next, this is another big one too. We got 3 left. Anthony Green, Would You Still Be in Love? Anthony Green is, again, another one of like my, like, I put him like in that special like upper echelon tier of like favorite artists of mine. Like, I hold him up there. So he is like a indie rock slash folk singer artist. He's been the lead singer for a lot of different bands. His most notable would be Circa Survive, and I think that was like his longest tenured one too. That's definitely like any popularity, or I guess the height of his popularity, or the most familiarity people would have with him and his music would be through Circa Survive. And I like all the stuff he does with like other bands too, like even Sousin, like that stuff's pretty cool. But I've always been a bigger fan of his solo work. Like, that's what really made me, like, a huge fan of him. And I have this here, and I always forget it's there. He's the first concert I ever went to, and I still have, like, the physical ticket from when I went there. And, you know, that was a pretty prominent night in my life, too, for several reasons that involve someone else that I kind of wish wasn't the case anymore, but it is. And it's kind of part of why this is still sealed. So when I went to that concert, I bought 3 vinyls, including this one, and I have 2 of his other ones there, 2 of his other albums. And then the person I was with at the time, I ended up buying. I spent like $80 on this to get this specific version of it imported from, I think, what was it? I think from Switzerland. I think that's where I had to get it from on eBay. Anyways, like, that's just to say it was very hard to obtain this, right? Because I ended up giving the original copy to the person I went to the concert with, right? For reasons that don't matter anymore. But anyways, this album is just, I think it's his magnum opus. Again, probably not my favorite album of his, but I think it's his most artistically realized album. It's his most brief album. It's super short. It's only 9 tracks. And it's very stripped back. It's essentially just him playing his guitar and singing. The songs like transition seamlessly sometimes. You don't even realize it, like, upon first listen that it's a different song, because that's how cohesive it is. But it's just pure, just singer-songwriter. I just love it. Like, the atmosphere of it, everything, the aesthetic, the cover. And like I said, Anthony Green is just one of my favorite artists of all time. Like, I think he's incredible. And he has a great story, too, so. Let's open this again, even though it's not the... Well, no, actually, this will be the first time I've opened this vinyl, because I did keep the original one sealed, too. Like I said, I have 2 of his other vinyls over there, but they are open. His albums, Pixie Queen, which I think would be my favorite by his, and then Avalon, which is his first official debut album. That was also just recently re-released and reimagined by him for like an anniversary. Rather open. Sheesh. Oh my goodness, this is like the hardest one to open yet. Bro, you're making this already behemoth of a video longer than it has to be, please. There we go. Finally found the spot. Oh man, this thing is flimsy as hell too. I gotta really make sure I look. It's already bending the damn vinyl. Come on, man. This is like the worst plastic they could have put around this thing. This is terrible. Oh my god, I got a stupid crease in the vinyl box or the sleeve. That sucks, but whatever. Okay. After that struggle, that's gonna, my OCD, like this is gonna annoy the hell out of me for now to the end of time. Alright. So very cool. The lyrics to all the songs. Changing Shape and Why Must We Wait being my two favorites. Just incredible songs. Very nice. Just more of the album cover. You got credits there. And let's see what the LP looks like. Ooh, it's nice. It's like a cream, almost like beige color. Very nice. Very, very nice. It's one I'll probably listen to today, honestly. I'm so mad I got that little crease there because the damn plastic was too tight. Okay, the penultimate one, second to last. And this one might kind of seem like a what the hell, but I'm really happy to have it. Lady Gaga, The Fame, her debut album. So, I've never really been much of a fan of Lady Gaga. I think she's an incredible talent. Like, you know, she has a great voice. You know, she plays piano and all that stuff. She's very in tune musically. She's a good actress. I never really cared too much for her music, right? Especially like as a kid growing up. And with this being her debut album, probably has like most of her hits on there. I think like the first 4 tracks, especially when she came out, like were all over the radio, like smash hits on the radio, right? And I remember hearing them all the time as a kid, and I just was like, whatever. It kind of just sounded like any other like traditional, very commercialized like pop music on the radio to me, right? But as I gotten older and just like more in tune with music and like grow more appreciations for different genres and stuff like that. And if you're into like music a lot, or like in music spaces where, especially like on YouTube or Twitter, where people are just constantly like discussing music at large of like all genres, all different artists and stuff like that, you will often see this album like regarded as like one of the most like influential like pop albums, especially for the time that it came out. And again, I never really dove too much into the album aside from just remembering like the few hit songs it has on it. Well, I say few because in terms of referencing the album, but I mean it's like 5 or 6 hits on this album, which is huge, obviously. And then I don't even remember how it came to be. I don't know if one of her songs was just playing on the radio while I was at work or something, but like I just started listening to like a song from this album like in my car, just like on my YouTube music playlist or whatnot. And the production was just like so like wild, and I was like, this is like insanely like well produced. Like there's so much going on with the production of this. It's so loud and so wild and all this stuff. And then I just like put the album on, and I completely fell in love, and like I got it. Like I completely get like why people hold this album in the regard that they hold it in now, because the production on this is like, I can't really even articulate, like, I can't describe just how well produced, like, this album is, and how, like, I don't want to say like ahead of its time, but like for the time it came out, you can see like why it stuck the way that it did. And then like even with Lady Gaga, like on herself too, like I'm not that she was like super duper young when she put out the album. I mean, I'm not exactly sure, but her voice, and it could all just be kind of the way they mixed it or the way it was made in the studio or whatnot. But throughout a lot of this album, there's like a very like kind of like a very green like sweetness like to her voice that you don't really hear like on a lot of her stuff, and I think it just like meshes well with just like the wild explosive like production on it. So yeah, I completely like love this album now. I have listened to a lot of her what the hell? Is this missing tracks? What the hell? Where the hell is Disco Heaven? That's the closing track. That's like one of my favorites. Anyways, that's unfortunate. I don't know if that was originally how the album was released or whatnot. But anyways, no, I have listened to some of her other albums and stuff like that, and like they're cool, but like none of them have like resonated with me the way this one does. And I know a lot of like her Little Monsters, which is like her fan base or whatever, they would probably say that she has a bunch of albums that are much better bodies of work than this, and I'm sure they're probably correct. But as far as like for my taste and stuff like that, like this album is a masterpiece to me, just in terms of just like pop, like club production and stuff like that. It's really good. So let's see. Okay. The photos are really nice. Definitely of the times. 2 LPs. Cool little art. And Nothing I Can Say is probably like my favorite song on the album. Yeah, see, I mean, just look at that. Like that 4-track run to open the album. Like those were all like huge hits on the radio that I remember hearing like in elementary school, like in the car every day. Yeah, just a black LP. Pretty much identical on the other side, the other LP. And alright, that's that. Sorry, keyboard. And we got one last one now, boys. Boom. Debí tirar más foto de cuando te tuve. Debí traer más besos y abrazos las veces que pude. Debí tirar más fotos by Bad Bunny. English translation, I should have taken more photos. This album right here, even though it just came out last year, this is like literally like probably like one of the most like important like albums to ever come out in my life, and that was kind of like Bad Bunny's intention with it. And as a matter of fact, like look, you can even see right here, Sapo Gancho, I have a little custom 3D printed statue of the mascot for the album. And then here you'll see on the back here the sticker of I guess kind of like the motto of the album, SEGUIMO AQUI, which we're still here. On my computer with a Nick sticker, of course. I even have a sticker of that right there. So it even says it right here too. Este proyecto es dedicado a todos los puertorriqueños y puertorriqueñas en el mundo entero. So, and sorry, my Spanish is not the greatest, but essentially, like, this project is dedicated to all the Puerto Rican men and women in the entire world, right? This album was made, and it just made history, too. It's the first album to win Grammy of the Year, the first full Spanish-speaking album to win Grammy of the Year, right? it was made as an extremely like heartfelt sentiment to Puerto Rico, and just kind of speaking on the times that is happening right now. Um, so it embodies that completely. Even this album cover is like, I mean, if you grew up like, this is not something that is exclusive to Puerto Rican culture, but um, it's very specific to it. I'll say that, right? If you grew up like in any type of like Latino like household or culture, or even like Caribbean or whatever, like this immediately, like just this album cover is so prominent, and even the album cover was like Grammy nominated itself, like just the cover. Um, it should immediately like hold significance for you, because he made this album again as a huge like dedication and sentiment to Puerto Rico, but it's also more so he did it to kind of bridge the gap between like the younger generation and older generations of Puerto Ricans, and it's more so to as a way to try to, I guess, like do his part in like keeping like the true essence of traditional like Puerto Rican culture alive, because what has been going on the island, it's been happening for a long time too, but especially as of lately, like all the governmental corruption, but specifically to the all the gentrification and colonization of Puerto Rico, and like just what they're doing to it. um like how bad, or like the negative effects that the widespread tourism has on it, and just how it's becoming such a popular thing for like just these rich people that come from the States to go and buy property over there and just make profit off of it. And again, just the gentrification, how much it's kind of not overtaking the island, but it's definitely like a thing that's become a lot more prominent now. And so like it's like important more now than ever to like keep like the traditional values of like what Puerto Rico really is, and like what our traditions, our culture and stuff like that. um to hold on to that. So that's kind of everything about it. Even the name of the album is like, I should have taken more photos. Like you can correlate it to something like this, where it's like this is prominent because again, people who grow up living in types of like culture like this, like Puerto Rican culture, or that even grow up like on Puerto Rico and stuff like that. Something like this, seeing these two chairs specifically in this environment, like it's not just about the two chairs, like it's this environment, being surrounded by the tropical nature and the banana trees and all this stuff, right? Um, for a lot of people, the most prominent memories they're gonna have of like their elders or their grandparents is gonna be them just sitting in these chairs, just tranquilo, bro, like just chilling all day, doing nothing but sitting in these chairs and just simply enjoying the tropical nature of their homeland. They're completely content living the most simplistic of lives, but specifically because it's in Puerto Rico, right? Like many people consider Puerto Rico paradise, right? It's nicknamed La Isla de Encanto, right? Like the island of enchantment, right? So that's a huge thing with it. And again, you could attach so many like meanings of the album title to that with just again, I should have taken more photos, like, but more like I should have appreciated the moment more. I should have appreciated the people around me more, and then like more so speaking out for like Puerto Ricans in the island, like like we should have appreciated what our island and what our culture truly represented before all this gentrification and colonization and stuff happened. So it's a very, very heartfelt album, even down to the music. Everything about it, like I said, he's trying to bridge the gap between younger generations and older generations of Puerto Ricans. So like a lot of this has like because Bad Bunny, like he started mostly like as a Latin trap artist, right? So he's just making like your typical like trap music, like Travis Scott type stuff, but just speaking Spanish. But of course, there's always like the implication, or there was always, he would always implement like reggaeton and stuff like that, which is obviously like Puerto Rican like rap music or whatnot, into his music as well. But this, while that has that on here, but even in like the reggaeton songs that are on here, like crazy song AO, right? Like that even won a Grammy, like insane. But that is like a vintage. He even says it at the end, right? Like it's vintage, like classic, like early 2000s, like original like reggaeton sound. So even that is like very integral to Puerto Rico, even on those types of songs that are on here. But then he does so much where it's like there's songs of like traditional salsa songs on here, there's traditional plena songs on here, bomba songs on here, and those are all old like traditional like genres of Puerto Rican music. But he is like working with like actual artists from the island. Nobody that wasn't like Puerto Rican or like from the island like touched this project. Like it was all like he made sure like this is like Puerto Rico through and through, right? So but even on those songs that it's like it's more traditional like rhythms or traditional genres of Puerto Rican music, like he kind of like modernized it too, right? Like showing like you can bridge the gap. You can still make like our traditional music and like do something new with it, and you can reach out to the older generations with this. So it's just it's an incredible, like there's so many songs that like make me emotional every time I hear it. The song right here, Lo que la pasó a Hawaii, so what happened to Hawaii, is just all about him speaking out on like he's comparing like all the gentrification and colonization that happened in Hawaii, and saying like he doesn't want that to happen to Puerto Rico. So he's telling people like, you know, like don't let them take our island from, like there's a line on the chorus where no suelta la bandera, right? Like don't let go of the flag. It's just I can't like really put into words. Like it's just something like it hits a lot more like if you're actually Puerto Rican, which I am, and stuff like that. Like it hits a lot more. But even if you're not, like, this is still an album you can still like listen to and enjoy even without understanding Spanish. But if you get like the full context of the album and then like listen to it and like maybe like read like a translation of the lyrics, like you'll see like why it resonated so much and why, like, you know, why it became so viral, why the title track, you know, it's become like, it's been a TikTok trend for like over a year now, pretty much since the album's come out. And again, he won the Grammy. He performed at the Super Bowl, which I still get emotional watching every time I watch the performance of it. And just, yeah, man, it's just, it's an incredible body of work. Like it really is like just a great listen from start to finish. And then when you add all that sentiment behind it, especially more with me, where like, you know, my grandfather is like, he's very old now, like he's in his 80s, and he's been battling with like dementia pretty bad for the past few years, and he's been like begging like my father and my uncle to take him to Puerto Rico, and you know, I went to Puerto Rico for the first time 2 years ago, and that even became, you know, like a whole mess of fiasco because the person I was with or whatnot. But you know, while I was out there, because I went to Puerto Rico in 2024, and while I was out there, because I was with that person and the experience was kind of like so muddied, when I came back, I kind of had a feeling. I was like, damn, I wish I did get the chance to take more photos and more videos so I can show because when I came back and showed my grandparents, like I showed them, but I didn't have much to show them. And then it hurt me too, because like I didn't have time. My grandparents are originally from a place in Puerto Rico called Yauco, and it's like, you know, that's where it's like famous for like making like the best coffee in the world or whatnot, right? And I really wanted to go there while I was out there, but we just didn't have time because we were so far away. Like, as small as Puerto Rico is, like, it's a really tiny island. Like, again, it's called the Island in Enchantment for a reason. Like, you'd be surprised how easy you could get lost there, because it's very mountainous, too. Like, there's a lot to explore there, and being out there for only 4 days, you know, and pretty much a tourist place in San Juan, I didn't have time to go to the Campo, like, you know, the actual, where all the trees and the mountains are and stuff like that, and then Yauco, and that's where my grandparents are from, so I just found it ironic, even too, like tying into like Bad Bunny talking about this kind of like a loose narrative of like heartbreak, where you can take it like literal as him actually like talking about like a woman, but then also likening the woman to like Puerto Rico. But that's kind of what I dealt with too there, right? And then for me to go to Puerto Rico in 2024, and then for the next year for him to put out this album, and then like my uncle was the one that put me onto it. And then how much I could liken so much of like literally what he was saying, especially in the same exact environment, it's just kind of crazy to me. And then just again, like I explained, the photo with the picture of the chair, thinking about your grandparents, like I'm thinking about like what my grandparents, well, more so my grandfather's going through right now, and I'm just like, you know, I really hope we're finally putting an emotion that we probably will end up taking into Puerto Rico, and I'm really hoping we can get it done next year. But yeah, man, just like the zeitgeist in my personal life, like where this album hits me, is just like, this is an extremely important album to me. Like I don't know if there will ever be an album that resonates with me so deeply on a personal level, like at the exact time that it came out, in the exact time in my life. But I have this, so I'm happy for that. And again, it's not so much for, because it's another thing, like you'll see a bunch of people even people who were critical of him for his Super Bowl performance, and we know why a lot of them were, right? We don't got to say why a lot of them were, but for a lot of people too, it's just like, oh well, all these vulgar lyrics and all this stuff. It's like, bitch, he's a rapper. Like, of course, a rapper's gonna have some fucking vulgar lyrics like in his songs and stuff, but it's not all about that. Like, there's so much more to like that goes into the art of the project. Like the sentiment, the meaning behind it is so much bigger, and you can say the same thing about his Super Bowl performance. But anyways, let's open this. Be very careful with this one. Now I think because there's a couple different versions of this. I think the vinyl LPs of this are blue, but there's another version where they're white. But I think the one I have is blue. Look at that. All the pictures of him, and then him running with the flag, which is great. In the video for the closing track, La Mudanza, where he's kind of telling the story about like how his parents met and stuff like that. But at the end, just essentially saying like, you know, like I'm never gonna leave Puerto Rico. Like, this is where I'm from or whatever. And this light blue flag, and he you know, he was very intentional to even use it like in the Super Bowl, because that symbolizes like Puerto Rican resistance or like Puerto Rican independence. The light blue flag, when they were adopted by the United States, that's when they switched to blue to make it like more darker, or like more in tune with like the blue on the United States flag. So that's very symbolic, as like much of as a minor detail as it may seem. It's very symbolic. And he even has a line on that last track too, where he's like, you know, put like a light blue flag on my coffin when I die. Yeah, I think these are the blue ones, which is nice. Oh no, they're white. They're white. They're white with blue in the middle. Very, very nice. It's everything with this project. Even the opening track being Nueva York, you know, like New York, where he's talking about the ties from that Puerto Rico has with New York, and specifically the Bronx. And like, that's literally where I'm from. Like, the Bronx has the biggest Puerto Rican population of anywhere in New York. And you know, a lot of people don't even know, like, technically, like, Puerto Rican salsa was like made in New York. That version of the flag was designed in New York. So I'm saying it's everything. Like, this just lines up with like my personal like life zeitgeist. And just from a musical standpoint, like, it is a really good listen. It's just a great album. So yeah, this thing is pretty precious to me. Shout out my goat Benito, bro. Why won't this close? Alright, I gotta pull these a little forward. They're too far back, they won't close right. There. Alright, but that's it. It's super duper long. I doubt anybody is gonna want to sit through all this, but anybody who actually does, thank you very, very much. Something a little different. I probably will never make anything that is this long ever again. But yeah, I still am just kind of waiting to hear back from you know, this place I used to work before that I'm trying to go back to. So it shouldn't be much longer, but for the time being, aside from working on music, which is what I'm trying to put most of my time into, I am pretty much all but free. So I do want to start streaming it, not regularly, but at least do some stuff with like my new computer and stuff like that, especially since I can pretty much play and stream everything that I would ever want to, or anything that anybody would ask me to do, with like no restrictions at all now. So I definitely want to take advantage of that. But yeah, like, you guys just let me know like what you want to see, like, stream wise and stuff. Like I said, I definitely want to do like something Mario and something Resident Evil related before the end of the month, even though that's coming up in about a week from now. So, but yeah, that's it. I thought it'd just be cool and just open some vinyls with you guys. So I was gonna do it anyways, just talk about music for a little bit, show you my little recording space, my computer area now. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys. Thanks for the support. And thanks for anybody who sits here and watches all of this. So I'll post it shortly. And then, like I said, if anybody wants to see anything else like related to my music collection or whatnot, or as a matter of fact, here, I'll show this last thing. Speaking of which, too, talking about Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico and my family and all that. This is actually a super rare find, a CD disc here that I found on eBay, and I couldn't believe I found it. So these are my older, at least these three are, him, and him. These are like my older blood-related cousins, and they put out like a reggaeton album that was actually like released like on Universal back in 2004. And, you know, typical music industry stuff, especially back then, things kind of like soured with their manager and misguidance and disagreements and all that. So they kind of didn't catch on after this, but they did have an official record label deal and put out an official album back in 2004. And like they just used to be like in our apartment in the Bronx all the time. Like I would see them like making the music there and like DJing and throwing parties and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. It's literally like a piece of like family history, super rare find. I'm actually surprised I found it on eBay and I was able to get it recently. But yeah, all right, that's it. I'll see you guys. Take care.